Hey everyone, and welcome to Healing Hearts Therapeutics. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm so glad you're here. We spend so much of our lives in pursuit of knowledge, hunched over books, trying to cram information into our brains. But what if I told you that some of the study habits we think are helpful are actually holding us back? Today, we're diving into some common study habits that might be secretly hurting your grades. Don't worry, we're not just going to point out the problems. We're going to give you practical strategies to ditch these bad habits and adopt new ones that actually work. So, let's get started and unlock your full academic potential. Let's be real, studying with Netflix on in the background might feel comforting, but it's a recipe for disaster. Our brains are wired to focus on one thing at a time, and when you introduce a cacophony of sounds, your brain essentially becomes an overwhelmed air traffic controller. The result? Decreased focus, poor information retention, and ultimately, grades that don't reflect your true potential. So, find a quiet corner, invest in noise-canceling headphones, or try calming ambient music to create the perfect study sanctuary. In the age of constant connectivity, it's tempting to switch between textbooks, social media, and text messages. But here's the thing, multitasking is a myth. Our brains aren't designed to juggle multiple complex tasks simultaneously. Every time you switch your attention, you incur what's called a switching cost. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly shifting gears. You'll eventually get there, but it'll be a bumpy, inefficient ride. So, commit to single tasking during your study sessions. Silence those notifications and give your undivided attention to the task at hand. We've all been there, the looming exam, the mountain of material, and the overwhelming urge to cram everything in at the last minute. But here's the harsh truth. Cramming is like using duct tape to build a house. It might seem like a quick fix, but it's bound to crumble under pressure. Your brain needs time to process information, make connections, and move it from short-term to long-term memory. Highlighting can be a useful tool, but only if used strategically. Highlighting every other sentence might make you feel productive, but in reality, you're just creating a sea of neon ink that obscures the actual important information. Highlight sparingly and strategically, focusing on the most critical points. Our brains aren't machines, though sometimes it might feel that way. Studying for hours on end without breaks is like running a marathon without stopping for water or rest. You're going to crash and burn. Breaks are essential for consolidating information, reducing stress, and maintaining focus. Step away from your books, stretch, move your body, or engage in a quick, enjoyable activity. Let's face it, passively rereading notes can feel awfully tedious and, frankly, not very effective. It's like watching a movie multiple times. You might remember the general plot, but the details will remain fuzzy. Instead of passively rereading, engage in active recall techniques. Quiz yourself, create flashcards, summarize concepts in your own words, or teach the material to someone else. Pulling all-nighters might seem like a badge of honor in the student world, but sacrificing sleep is like shooting yourself in the academic foot. Sleep is crucial for memory consolidation, the process of transferring information from short-term to long-term memory. When you're sleep-deprived, your brain can't function optimally, making it harder to focus, learn, and retain information. Make sleep a priority, aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. We live in a world of constant notifications, but those pings, buzzes, and dings can be deadly to your study flow. Every time you glance at your phone, you're pulling your brain away from the task at hand, breaking your concentration, and making it harder to retain information. Silence your phone, put it in another room, or use website blockers to resist the siren call of social media. We all get stuck sometimes, and that's okay. But struggling in silence is like trying to solve a complex math problem without knowing the formula, frustrating and ultimately unproductive. Don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. Talk to your teachers, professors, or classmates, form study groups, or seek out tutoring services. We often think of self-care as a luxury, but it's an essential ingredient for academic success. When you're constantly stressed, sleep-deprived, and running on empty, your brain simply can't function at its best. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Taking care of your overall well-being will equip you to tackle your studies with more energy, focus, and resilience. Unlock your full potential. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Healing Hearts Therapeutics for more tips and advice. I'm so glad we got to explore these common study pitfalls together. The key is to recognize those habits that aren't serving us and replace them with strategies that support our academic goals. Remember, effective study habits can make a big difference in your academic success. Take care, and happy studying.